What is up, everybody? I hope y'all had a great weekend. We are back here live. We're getting ready to do the first of the Western expansion episodes. And with that, we're going to be hitting Daniel Boone. That's right, Mr. Boone himself. Many consider him to be one of the first frontiersmen. I know it's when you think back on it, and this is what intrigues me about this whole era in U.S. history. He went where no other people went. No white men. I'll say it that way. No white men went. Like if there were, they weren't talked about. They didn't talk about it. Daniel Boone was, I wouldn't say ahead of his time. He was great for his time. Like, and then obviously we're gonna get into him here, but just that whole time, that whole era. Like if you're from the East Coast, you know where the Cumberland Gap is when you drop down off the Appalachians into the the Midwest. That is amazing. But so yeah, that's what we're gonna be covering. Like I said, I hope you guys all had a great weekend here. We're gonna get back into it. Make sure you guys do check out the rest of the stuff on the YouTube. I'd love to get those views up. I'd love to get some more comments from you guys, some more engagement. Make sure we're doing that. That much. Blah, 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 blah. Without further ado, guys, let's get into Daniel Boone here. All right, so Daniel himself was born 1734 in Berks County, Pennsylvania. That's right, not too. Actually, I think it's like 2 hours from me. He is the sixth child of 11 children. So, needless to say, Mr. and Mrs. Boone were getting it down. They were throwing down, is what was going on here. His dad immigrated in 1712 from Devon, England, and his mom was from Wales. He spent his early years on the PA frontier, interacted with a lot of different Native Americans, American Indians, indigenous, however you want to say that. He interacted with a lot of them. He learned to hunt and fish and that stuff from the local settlers, as well as the Native Americans and the indigenous. By 15, his reputation was to the point that in the region he was around, he was known as the best hunter. So if that's saying something about the frontiersman, that to me, that's saying something about the frontiersman there. This one actually made me kind of giggle a little bit. Due to controversy, because his parents, they were all Quakers. Due to controversy, and I say this in quotes, which it would be his brother and his sister, I believe, married, and I'm saying this in quotes, well, worldlings, non-Quakers. His brother and sister married them, so because of the controversy, the family moved to North Carolina. They settled on the Yadkin River. I can't really read my writing there, guys. I apologize on that. I believe it's the Yadkin River. He received very little formal education. However, he was very literate of the men of his time. So 1750s, stuff like that. Not a lot of people were literate. Not a lot of people were reading Shakespeare. So of his time, he could read, he could write, he could do the basic stuff of his time. We'll say it that way. And when I say that, he could read, and he would actually read to his hunting companions around fires at night when they were out for like 6 months, because that's how the trappers would do it. They would go out like 6 months at a time, or however they would go out for a stint of time, whether it be 2 weeks, 6 months, it wouldn't be 3 years, but you know what I'm saying? They would go out for some time, and in that time, that Daniel Boone would read to him. So that is one thing he would do. He joined the North Carolina militia during the French and Indian War. Upon the end of that, he returned home to marry Rebecca Bryan. And he himself and Rebecca, again, in Boone family tradition here, they had 10 children. 10 children. Man was laying the smack down. He's getting it in. Along with those 10, they also raised 8 kids of their deceased siblings. So there's 18 Boones running around that damn place. 18 kids. It's like a foster. Jesus. The Yadkin River. I'm sorry. Sorry about that, guys. To earlier there. 1758, the Cherokee raided the Yadkin Valley. The Boones fled to Virginia. Kind of makes sense, does it not? And at least it does to me. Native Americans raid the area. Tip, be gone. Like they're crazy. If you guys listen to the main podcast, you're gonna learn. They crazy. But it was all for the good. Anyhow, after they had fled back to North Carolina, fled back to Virginia. They did go back to North Carolina. In 1769, Boone led 5 men through the Cumberland Gap, which was obviously, like I said, prime hunting. Excuse me. And then in 75, he actually set up Boonesboro, which was one of the first village colony type deals past the Appalachians. So that was a big deal. 28 companions actually helped build the Wilderness Road, which was the road that went through the Cumberland Gap out into Boonesboro. So 28 people helped him build that. July of 1776, obviously we all know the revolution's going down. Shit's popping off. His daughter was kidnapped. However, she was rescued unharmed. And then in 1778, Boone himself was captured, and he was held for 5 months before escaping. When he was captured, he was adopted by the Shawnee, which, if you look back through a lot of, I do a lot of research on mountain men. I wouldn't even say research. I just like reading about the mountain men of the time. A lot of them actually were, when they were captured by Native American tribe, they would actually be adopted. If they survived what they went through, they would actually be adopted into the tribe, which was really neat. At least I think it is anyway. And here, the fort in 1778, Boonesboro, not fort, it actually withstood a siege for 11 days. Vastly outnumbered. The documentaries and stuff that I've watched, pretty much all the place was surrounded pretty much. And they laid waste to this place. And Boonesboro withstood that. With that being said, Boonesboro itself, and this is what baffled me about it. Boonesboro itself was a long rectangle. Was the village here? It was a long rectangle with fortifications at 4 corners. So it had the fortifications at 4 corners, had 2 gates, front and a back gate. Houses, shops, all were built with the back into the wall, which at the end of the day, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Because if you stop and you think about it, okay, I have, say, the armory here. It's along the back wall. Well, if whoever decides they want to fucking cut through the back wall with an axe, guess what? They're going right into the armory. They want to light fire to it. Guess what? Their armory's on fire. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But then again, I wasn't a frontiersman. I didn't do this shit. So, and then there was one house in the center with a large outside fire. So that was kind of like the gathering point, I guess. That would be like the town square would be the fire. During the siege, 2 Americans were killed. And this is what is crazy about this. So after the siege here, Boone was court-martialed for it. He was court-martialed for the siege. He was later acquitted and promoted, but the point is, like, he was still court-martialed. So obviously, that still embarrassed the shit out of him, still humiliated him. Like, dude, you were court-martialed. Like, and I believe, I should write this down, but I believe the reason he was court-martialed was because he didn't lead a charge or preemptive attack, something like that. But it was like, it pretty much, if he would have did it, it would have been a massacre. So he didn't do it. Common sense on my end, but again, when I didn't live through this shit. Although Boone was a great leader and he was very, very popular, he did not profit. And this is what blew my mind. Like, blew my mind. Daniel Boone pretty much died poor. Like, when you hear the name Daniel Boone, most people are like, oh yeah, that's the frontiersman. Oh yeah, yeah. He died poor. Like, he died in 1820 at his son's home in Missouri. That's Daniel Boone. Like, for a man that lived the life that Daniel Boone did, to die like that is just, I mean, some people I guess would consider that a humble death, but he died owing people money. And this is another fun story here. When he was at Boonesboro, I believe it was Boonesboro, it may have been one of the other villages he created, but he had taken money to, like, deliver money for citizens of that town, and he ended up getting robbed on the way. And obviously, you get robbed, you don't have that money. Well, he got sued for that. People thought he was trying to steal the money, so he got sued for that, which is insane to me. But that's Daniel Boone, everybody. You know, that's, like I said, for like the quote unquote first frontiersman, man had a hell of a life. Like, a hell of a life. And obviously these are just the minisodes here. So if I wanted to, I could have went in a lot deeper on Daniel Boone, but obviously these are the minisodes. I'm not gonna do that. If you guys want to hear a more in-depth version on Daniel Boone here, drop a comment, let me know. We might throw it on the main podcast, or I might even just do one on here. Who knows? Engage with me. Let me know what you guys think. Again, I am not a historian. I am a amateur. What's the word I'm looking for? Amateur historian? No. Leisure historian? Maybe that's it. I'm an amateur leisure historian. We'll go with that. Yeah, like I said, guys, give me that like, give me that share. If you don't like it, give me that thumbs down. Just interact with me, engage with me. Either way, let me know what you guys think. Until next time, be easy. Later, guys.